The participants of a summer camp are to be randomly divided into 3-person teams. If there are a total of 10 participants, how many unique group of 3-member teams can be formed? All right, everybody, the answer here is C, 16,800. So let's go ahead and really be careful about explaining how this works. So the situation, what are we dealing with? What we're dealing with here is, the summer camp and these participants, and we want to divide them randomly into 3-person teams. So teams of 3. And since we have 10 participants, well, how many teams can we form? We can form 3 groups of 3, and then there's that one person that didn't get picked. Sorry, right? So we have group 1 can be these 3 people, group 2, and then group 3. And then we have that one person at the end who didn't get picked. So how is this going to work? Well, first of all, we see that, we can go ahead and mark them off as, A, B, C over here for the first 3, D, E, F, G, H, and I. And then, the person J is that loner that just didn't get picked. So they probably don't even count here. But here's what's important. What we want is how many unique groups of 3-member teams can be formed. Well, let's say if the first 9 people were chosen in this order, this is one unique set of groups. That's really what's happening here. And so what we really need to figure out is how many total combinations can we make? If I were to pick 3 people out of the 10, how many possibilities is that? And then if I pick 3 people out of the remaining 7, well, how many is that? And then if we have 3 people picked out of the remaining 4, how many is that? And remember, the fundamental counting principle states that to figure out how many total possibilities you have, you want to multiply your possibilities together. So the answer to this question will be, again, like I said, I'm going to rewind here. I said, hey, look, for that first group of 3, I have 10 people available, and I'm going to make a combination, not a permutation, a combination picking 3. Remember, a combination, the order doesn't matter. Because if I have, person A, B, and C, and then person C, A, and B, those are the same groups. So the order doesn't matter, so that's why we're using a combination, not a permutation. So the formula for a combination goes as follows. I'm going to write out the formula here. So from N, combine, picking R. I'll just go ahead and move this to the side for a moment. The formula is N prime, or N factorial, N factorial, divided by R factorial, multiplied by N minus R factorial. Just like that. So factorial, if you don't know what it means that you're multiplying that number by every integer before it greater than 0. So I'm going to keep this right over here in case we need it, which we may need it if we're following along. And now let's go ahead and compute each of these values. So from 10, pick 3. From the remaining 7, pick 3. And from the remaining 4, pick 3. Because again, if you're in this group, it's assumed that you've already picked 3. And if you're in this group, it's assumed that you've already picked 3 and 3. So that's why there's only 4 left. So let's compute here. Let's get fun with the math. So we have 10 factorial divided by 3 factorial multiplied by N minus R factorial. So 10 minus 3 factorial, which is 7 factorial. From here, we can go ahead and outline this. And look, if we have 10 factorial and 7 factorial, that's the same thing as saying, 10 times 9 times 8 times 7 times 6 all the way down. And in the denominator, we're going to have 7 times 6 times 5 times 4, ... Notice how all of this will get wiped out. So we really just have the 10, 9, and 8 left over in this case. Because the 7 factorial wipes out the remaining factorial of the 10. But remember, we still have that 3 factorial, so that will be 3 times 2. All right, so far so good. So let's go ahead and continue here. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and just simplify. So I noticed that we have 3 and 2. I know 3 can divide into 9 3 times. 2 can divide into 8 4 times. So we really have 10 times 3 times 2. So that's going to give us 10 times 3 times 4. Sorry about that. 10 times 3 is 30. 30 times 4 is 120. So we have 120 possibilities here for that first group of 3. So, whew, that was a lot, right? No worries. So far, so good. I'm going to erase what I have here and just recap here. So from the 10, selecting 3, we have 120 folks, or 120 groups that we can make. Now with the 7, choose 3. We're going to have 7 factorial over 3 factorial multiplied by 7 minus 3 factorial, which will be 4 factorial. So here, same deal, guys, same deal. What we're going to have is that 7 being written out completely, but it's going to be canceled out or simplified or reduced because of the 4 factorial. Because 4 is going to have 4, 3, and 2. 7 is going to have 7, 6, 5, and then 4, 3, and 2. So I'll write it out to make sure that you can see it. I'm not going to multiply by 1 because that's a little redundant. Then we have the 3 factorial that I'll address in a second. And then we have 4, 3, and 2. Again, notice how these all cancel out. And if we want to simplify right now, remember that 3 factorial, that is 3 times 2. So I'll just write that out. Now, 3 times 2 gives us 6. So that can actually simplify nice and easily for us, giving us 7 and 5. 7 times 5 is 35. So again, if you need to see that again, just go ahead and rewind. It's all good. So I'll just erase the work here that I've done and just write my final answer there. 35. And now from 4, pick 3. Here we go. 4 combine 3. I have a good feeling that this is going to be a lot smaller because we're going to have 4 factorial divided by 3 factorial, and then 4 minus 3 factorial, which is 1 factorial. 1 factorial is just 1, so we're good. And so 4 factorial divided by 3 factorial, well, remember that this is going to be 4 times 3 times 2. 3 factorial is 3 times 2. Just left with 4. And there we are. So we're not done yet. Remember what we said. We have to multiply our possibilities together. That is the fundamental counting principle. So grab your calculator here. 120 times 35 times 4 gives us a total of 16,800 unique teams that we can possibly make. Unique groups of 3. And I know that was a lot, but this was like a combination within the counting principle. That's exactly what this was. So, with more problems and more exposure to problems like this, we'll be less stalled when we start problems. But with, again, more experience, the better we get. So with that said, good luck. Keep on practicing and let us know how we can help.